Oh yeah, here we are again. Yo, this one right here, this is a special one. This is real special. Like I got my man Cruz, Supadope Arrington of Boombox Films. He's a director of photography, among so many other things. We're gonna cover a lot today. Me being a filmmaker, really, I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know, so you about ready to get started, man?
Yes, of course. I'm ready.
Well, let's do this. All right, so if y'all ready, I'm ready, and let's get started with Cruz Arrington. We're gonna drop out this music and go from there. So Cruz, what's happening with you, man?
Yeah, man, everything's good, man.
Man, I met this brother, and we've been, keeping in touch, and he sits down at my table, and I find out that he's from New York. I said, okay, you run into some people from New York, whatever, and that happens.
Mm-hmm.
The man is from the same street I'm from, the same 4 or 5 blocks I'm from. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Never met before.
Never met before. Now we know each other's family, got all kinds of history, and that's crazy, man. So, man, let's just dive in, man. So, so you're a DP of photography, AKA otherwise known as a DP.
Yeah, director of photography, other known as DP.
There you go. Sure. So, that being said, why don't you give us an idea of exactly what it is a DP does?
Well, the DP is in charge of the image for the director. So, you sit down and you come up with some styles, some looks.
Yeah.
And you're a department head. And a lot of people fail to realize that you are a department head. You're in control of first ACs, grips, gaff,
That's
electric.
Right. That's
so
right.
Not only that you're worrying about the look in the picture, you're also managing talent yourself.
Right.
Working with key grip, working with key gaffers, which is my right hand person.
And just for the people, key gaffers and key grips, you dropping all of this terminology.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, key gaffer is pretty much, he's going to help build my light. He's going to move all the electric around, and the grips are going to be, rigging and, lights, and not necessarily lights, but like
wiring and things of that nature, right?
Things of that nature. Maybe dolly grip, you'd be pushing the dolly and setting up the dolly tracks and stuff like that.
Okay.
You have a first AC who's control of the camera. His thing is to make sure the camera's up and running, pulling focus.
Right.
Second AC guy, he's going to be probably, will be slating, and working his way up, to the first position, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So with that, you have all these guys that you're managing pretty much.
Yeah.
And then also managing the look of the film and the responsibility, making the day, making sure you get the shots that the director needs and the producers need to make the day, because film is money.
Right.
So
right.
You have a lot of responsibilities on your hands.
Yeah, essentially you are the number 2 man on set, really. I mean, it's the director, and then it's you, and you're his right-hand man.
Yeah, I will say myself the third, because you have the producers, the number 1, the EP.
Oh, well, yeah. This
the
is
money,
true.
man.
This is true. But they're not always on set, though.
No, but they have a representative on set. You have an AD too that's always pushing you to, obviously, because he's trying to make the day too. So you have these different elements.
Right. Okay. So, just out of curiosity, I noticed something immediately when I was checking out your reel.
Okay.
And that's your cinematic style, man. You got a real cinematic style about you.
Okay, thank you.
You use a lot of shadows and atmosphere and things like that I was checking out.
Yeah, you really did your research.
Yeah. I mean, because of me being in film also, it's right in line with what I do. So I immediately noticed what was up.
Gotcha.
So I said, okay, Cruz, he bringing a little skills to the table.
Yeah, I mean, after being at this for over 20 years, I picked up a few tricks of the trade and kind of developed my own. And then I kind of leaned into my own photography background as a photographer first and foremost.
Okay.
And so, because when I was started being a DP, at least for me, there was not an avenue for me to go. I didn't see one, I can say. I didn't go to film school.
Right.
Stuff like that. So, I didn't know how I was coming into it, and I assisted a lot of years for different photographers. And it was just so happenstance that I was able to transition from photography into DP and understanding that movement and lighting. And so I tell people I started small and I just grew up in the industry. I think what changed for me was, Shane Herbert's class, going out there to have that experience.
Oh, so you did take Shane Herbert's class?
Yeah, I took it. And then
that's in LA, right?
Yes, that's in LA.
Yeah.
And that gave me a bigger view of where film could be, because you only have one perspective of where your knowledge is at, right?
Yeah.
And after seeing that, it broadened my perspective of how big and how to scale up.
Okay, I got you. Speaking of which, when I think of style, certain people for me come to mind. Okay. Like Ernest Dickerson, you know, Spike Lee's right hand.
Yeah.
He been rocking with him for a minute. Now, he's gone on to do some of his other things too, like Godfather of Harlem and things like that. But Claudio Miranda, that's the did Benjamin Button.
Yeah. Yep.
And man, I was completely blown away when I saw David Fincher, the director, of course. But when I saw Benjamin Button, immediately I was like, man, who's lighting this thing? Because it was crazy. I feel the same way about Wally Pfister that's Christopher Nolan's right hand. He's an older cat. But
Bob Richardson,
but been with Christopher Nolan on all of the Batman, all of those films, Inception, and his work is crazy. So those are some of the people that stand out for me. What about you, man?
Roger Deakins, one.
Oh, okay.
It's probably I draw a lot of inspiration from him.
Yeah.
When it comes to simplicity, Bradford Young.
Right.
I like the way he styles. I love the way he embraces shadows. And him and Roger Deakins too have a similar style in terms of shadows and stuff like that.
Right. Which is what I noticed about your work.
Yeah. And so I'm very inspired, and I steal from them guys.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to.
And so, I like Bradford Young because he just goes at it with a simple approach.
Right.
Simplicity. It's like he doesn't do all these big sliding setups. And, if it's not necessary, he don't use it.
No, I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah.
It's funny because you say you got your start in photography. Yes. I was started in music.
Oh, okay.
And it's just been like that for me all along. Anytime I see something in front of me, or even if I hear something, like I remember literally sitting on the edge of the bed being blown away, 12 years old, listening to Off the Wall, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Now, everybody's going crazy over Michael Jackson, but I'm like, who is behind this sonic masterpiece? Who's behind this? And I'm looking through the album. I'm looking at the little kid, Quincy Jones.
Yep.
And then the same thing. And that's when I got turned on to people who are behind the scenes.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People had Michael Jackson on the wall, so did I. But I had Quincy's picture right next to
me.
Yeah. Cool. That's just
that didn't come later for me until later. Like you said, you got that eureka moment. You just got a little earlier than I.
Right.
I guess that was with film. I was watch film and, man, I think I could do that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Or photography. I remember my grandmother took me to to see an exhibit of photography. I got the guy's name when I was watching it. I do Ansel Adams.
Oh, okay, yeah, the black and white joint.
Yeah, I was mesmerized.
Right.
I was stuck, and I was like, I didn't know a photo could capture you that way. It wasn't a painting; it was a photo.
So you got a little culture there.
A little bit.
You said Grandma took you to see an Ansel Adams exhibit.
Yeah.
That ain't every day in the hood, you know. Nigga, we going.
Like I said, I got an interesting journey. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think I think the hood is a mentality, not necessarily where people are. And if you just take time out and not wallow in your own sorrow, you can see a lot of things around you. And my grandmother, my grandparents saw the rose in the concrete.
There you go.
Say, you know what I mean?
There you go.
They saw beauty out of
little Tupac reference. I ain't mad at that.
Yep.
For sure. Okay. Now, with you getting these incredible images, right? Do you favor one piece of equipment over the others? Like, do you get into Sony's or Panasonic's or the Reds, or how do you, or you just like whatever, just bring whatever you got?
No, I'm just, I have preferences, if you want to per se. Like, I kind of lean towards film.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
you lean towards film.
Yes,
young brother leaning towards film in this digital age.
Yeah. I lean towards film.
Okay.
Because, and I'm not that young. I have that appearance about me.
Right.
Like, I'm 50 years old, so I kind of blow people away.
Stop playing.
No, I'm 50.
Okay, you had me. You got me.
So I'm not that young. So
you got me.
So when people tell this, well, how you done all this time? Well, I've been here for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like film because when I watch film, that would capture me, you know what I mean? And once you learn what did that, you forever stuck there. And in my mind, I'm not saying, obviously I embrace digital. I like where it's going. I like what it's done. I like the accessibility, the democracy it gave to young filmmakers that didn't have a shot, such as myself.
Absolutely.
But again, the aesthetic wise, I prefer film, shooting on film, the process of film, and the mysticism, not everybody can shoot on film.
Right. So, now that's surprising. Now you got me on that one. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. But when it comes to gear, it's just whatever I think can tell the story. I'm camera agnostic,
good.
But I own Red, I own Ari. But
you own?
Yeah, I own, yes. I do own. In this day and world, we can get into that, why you start seeing a lot of DPs, directors start owning their own equipment.
Right.
Affordability, number one. Number two,
rentals.
Yeah. And another source of income, obviously. Right. And then, be competitive. The market got so saturated, you have to find a way, a niche to get hired. Other than talent is one, but there's a lot of people out here now with talent, so you have to be a even the playing field a little bit.
No, I get it, man. No, that's great. With you saying film, have you worked on larger sets? Because those are typically the people who are going to film, wouldn't you say? Because the smaller guy is embracing digital. That's why, we're able to do what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Grab a little Sony A7S and keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to work on a major set that use film. Again, they're still in the mindset of, shoot it cheap, shoot it the best we can.
Right.
Keep it moving. And there's still movies that shot on film. I just haven't had the opportunity to, as a second unit DP, which I do a lot of.
Right.
Everything's shot on digital. I shoot the stunts and shoot inserts and stuff like that.
So where do you get your preference for film from then? If you shoot up in primarily on digital.
Coming up in the rap culture and the rap music videos in the early days.
Okay.
When I started interning and carrying and film loading.
I got you.
That process.
Okay.
I learned film, learned stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. You bring up something else. You owning your own cameras. Yeah. Most of the time, when we work in an independent capacity, and I'm thinking that that's also the role that you've played.
Yes.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a DP/director? Because a lot of times we got to wear all the hats. I've been everything from DP to director to
right?
Yeah, to the
just recently, probably in the last 3 or 4 years, I kind of focused more on DPing than directing.
Okay, but you have directed.
I have directed.
Okay.
And mostly people who've known me have started knowing me as a director, not necessarily as strong as a DP.
Yeah.
But my passion does lie in the picture, and so I pulled back and I started concentrating on my first love, my true love, which is DPing. I enjoy that more.
Man, that's great, man. Yeah. That's great. With all of this experience that you've got, have you worked with any people that the audience might know of?
Man, there's so many people. It depends if you're talking about music videos.
Yeah, just
everybody.
Hip hop. Oh, really?
Everybody.
Well, speak to it. This is your chance to shine, man. Come on, man.
Okay. Let's see. Mike Will.
Producer Mike Will made it.
Mike Will made it. Yes.
Okay.
Started shooting on his documentary. He has some things coming up. Actively shooting on some stuff for him right now.
Oh, good deal. Good deal.
Let's see. Young Thug.
Okay. I think I came across a clip with Future.
Yeah. Couple Future joints with him.
Oh yeah.
Young Thug, Black Youngster. There's so many people, man. It comes like in a blur, but like to people I enjoyed working with. I enjoyed working with Black Youngster. He was great. Memorable, I can say. I enjoyed everybody, but memorable.
This is a sign of a good interview because you speak into exactly what the next question was that I was going to ask you. Well, who's the person that really stands out?
Yeah.
And then you go.
Black Youngster, to me, the way his business acumen, no matter how you may think who he is as a character, because that's just the character of him.
Yeah.
He's a great businessman. He knows what he wants.
Okay.
I enjoyed him. He's an astute professional, and so he comes to work. He works hard, not late.
And that's good to hear, man. Yeah. That's good to hear. The rappers get such a
bad name. And a lot of the rappers, especially the older statesmen, they come and do their job and leave. They just with Gucci,
right?
The Gucci 2.0.
Yeah, because he definitely switched the game up, didn't he?
I experienced 1.0, and I've experienced 2.0, and I like 2.0.
You've worked with Gucci before. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I like the second Gucci better in terms of he was super professional. Came in, did his job.
Right.
Gave us input. A Ti, I'm working with Ti right now. Again, constant professional. The ability, the creativity that man has, and working with him and clearly. And
what are you doing with Ti? Just out of curiosity.
Actually, I'm a camera op. I'm not the DP on this particular project,
mm-hmm.
but I'm a camera op, and the DP allows me to throw in some of my lighting tricks and stuff like that, and bring what I have to the table, and we both can. He allows me a lot of latitude and energy to really help bring the picture out.
Oh, that's good.
And I appreciate
man.
that.
That's
Philly
good,
Flyboy, I want to definitely give him a heads up on that one because he's given me a great opportunity to work on scripted television, which is good.
And that's what you're doing now.
That's what I'm doing now. That's the biggest active project we have going on. I shot a couple shorts this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shot a couple shorts this year.
We as in T.I. we or just you
T.I.
and
me
your
and
company?
my company.
Okay, okay.
That we controlled, produced, and did.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Has he brought in his two oldest boys yet on
it? Yeah. His son plays a major role on that.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought so. You know, those are my cousins.
Oh, really?
Damani and Messiah.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's crazy. See, everything's a small world. Yeah.
Shout out to LaShawn. Yep.
Yeah. So they play. I haven't seen Damani yet, but definitely King. Yeah. King's on there.
Okay.
He has a recurring role. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good
Nice role
stuff,
too.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you know what? With that being said,
Yes.
who's the most difficult person that you've had to work with? Or I guess maybe would it be a little taboo to say a name? Is it?
No, because it depends on where I'm at. If I'm deep in, nobody's to me, because I don't have to deal with that frontline frustration. Right?
Okay, right.
Because I'm back here. I like the scene.
Yeah.
You know, you wait, and I try to bring a calm spirit.
Yeah.
Which I had to learn. You know, and we can go down that road too.
Mm-hmm.
But I come with a different spirit when I'm DPing because I want to make sure the director's in a good space.
Yeah,
stuff
everything.
like that.
Yeah,
so
I love a set like that.
I take a different approach. You know, I don't let things bother me. If he's late, he's late. If not, my check don't change.
I'm Gucci regardless.
Yeah.
No, you sound a lot like me in terms of the way I like my sets.
Okay.
I mean, during breaks, you know, I might have some Sade playing or something like that. Just straight mellow the mood out, and everybody's just, you know, relaxed and feeling good. I like keeping that positive energy, you know, that kind of vibe. And so when you said that, you know, you just took me back to some of the sets, you know, that I've directed or what have you.
Gotcha.
And that's one of
and
the
that's
things
how I like
that
to keep
do.
it from you don't need. You're already stressful waiting on what the job that you're in. So
yeah,
I don't need to bring. I need to be the calm in the sea, you know, as much as possible.
Good stuff, man.
So I don't look at individuals as being a problem. You got to realize they paying you. But what I do find, labels. If you're shooting a label job, like I'm more specific, music videos,
right?
I find them to be a little more frustrating than anything. Not the artists,
the label heads,
or whoever they send out to oversee the project.
Right.
I find them to be a little more in the way.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Nah, I feel you on that. Yeah,
So, and the two is like, if you're young and you're starting out, or if you don't have a big name, they try to run over you a little bit. They can figure they can push their weight around a little more. But I think as a new director, anything, you have to stand your ground. You wrote the treatment, you sold yourself. You just have to stand up for yourself at that point. But
that's good stuff.
Artists, nobody's really difficult.
Okay. Well, that's good, man. That's definitely a good attitude to have. I'm thinking too, man. I know with your experience, you've had some pretty crazy things jump off, or some challenges. I know I have.
I've had.
What's the craziest thing that happened to you on set?
Not to me, but to the director, in which I've learned, don't engage in relationships with video girls. If you know what I mean, because it can come back and bite you.
Speak to it. What
happened? I the director know who he is, and the girl know who he is, so I ain't got to call no names. But I'm DPing a project, and we have the cattle calls, and the girls come in and lining up, and I just knew the energy was off. I saw this one model that I've worked with in the past a few times, and she's popular. And she had this real ugly look on her face today. And she usually come in and hug everybody. And it wasn't feeling
like that.
Wasn't like that. And I wasn't going to say nothing. And then when the director walked past me, he had a look, she had a look. All right, cool. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Moving on later in the day, you just attitudes in the air. He said something wrong.
Immediate fight. There it went.
Right, there it went. Fight. Just whole set went.
Fight, like fight.
Fight. He had to pull her off of him. He kind of ruined his name in the business. Again, get
out of here, man.
Of course, that's not professional.
Yeah, of course.
And I want to make anybody who's watching this, and you want to think about these rappers. I can't really talk about the new young ones because I don't really work with them like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the people you think that are crazy and not professional, those are the most professional ones out there. That was unacceptable. Man, this guy's paying thousands of dollars for his music video. They're fighting, and you just see how people turn that professionalism on, if so to speak, because you're messing up their money, you're messing up their livelihood, and unprofessional, and they don't want to work with you no matter where you turn out. They just he didn't work in this industry no more. I don't know what he's doing.
Get out
I haven't, at least I haven't seen him at this level.
Right.
Again, period. And I shoot maybe
that's telling
80 to 100 videos a year. So I haven't seen him.
Hey, watch where you put it. Stop playing. Keep it business.
Definitely.
Keep it business.
Keep it business. So I just want to give that advice to anybody who's coming in the industry. Keep it business. Keep your personal life to yourself. And don't bring it on set.
Okay. Now, we already talked about, you touched on it.
Okay.
How you got into filmmaking.
Okay.
It was primarily through photography, correct?
Yeah. But that's not how I really came to where I'm at right now.
Well, you know where I'm going. So okay. Go on with it.
Well, I guess I came through school, you know what I'm saying? So I went to college.
Okay.
Obviously, all right. Went to college for law.
Law?
Yeah, law school.
That's what's up.
And so what happened is that I was walking, I saw a Busta Rhymes video. I tried to get on the set, got hemmed up, and I was invited to stay. That's as much as I could say without getting anybody in trouble, but it was a long time ago.
Wait.
Yeah.
You saw a Busta Rhymes video.
Yeah. Put your hands where your eyes can see.
Put your hands with it. So that's Hype Williams.
Hype Williams, yeah. And so basically I was walking and taking a break from school, happened upon when it was filming the studio, when it was filming, and I started noticing all this activity. And I seen these lights and stuff like that, and I'm seeing giraffes,
all the trucks
and stuff.
Yeah,
and they was like cordon off the street and the police, and
right.
I just bobbed and weaved those dudes, right? And for some reason, I was unseen, and so I started grabbing gear and walking it in.
Man, you better stop playing with me, Cruz.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Come on, man. So I'm lying, I'm flying.
You bum rushed the
show.
set.
Yeah. Bum rushed the say back in the day, back then. Bum rushed the show.
Right.
And I kept bringing stuff in, and I think the security guard or whoever they had doing security was a little slick. I had my book pack on, and so he was like, he hemmed me up, and somebody walked by and was like, hey, I seen this kid. What's going on? Like, he was taking concern from me. And he was like, yo, he don't supposed to be here. I don't know who I think he's a fan, And the guy was going in on me. And I was like, man, I ain't no fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm just want to work.
I'm trying to work.
He said, well, you can keep your mouth closed and your eyes open? I said, yeah. Then he gave me this guy named Frank Jr. And told me to work with him, which happened to be in camera, of all places. He was in the camera department. He was a film loader.
Wow.
So I learned how to order film from them guys. I learned how to load film.
And this is where your film thing,
my first love of film. Yeah, and I was watching all this stuff in amazement, and I was hooked. And in that time, me going to school, I was also in the reserves, coming from active duty into the reserves.
Okay.
And so Alabama's one of the training spots. So I would fly down to Alabama and work, and then since he had family he's passed away now, but Carl Johnson and Balaji, I started working with those guys.
Oh, okay. Now, what are they known for?
They grip and gaff.
Grip and gaff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so getting on a crew and picking up everything I could, being a roadie on different sets that would come to Atlanta, and just learning the production side of it.
Now you're in Atlanta now?
Now, I'm not living in Atlanta. I'm just coming down working when I can.
When you're doing the reserve thing in Alabama?
Yeah, when I'm doing the reserve thing in Alabama. Yeah.
Okay,
so
I got you.
I would come down. Sometimes I would even fly down on my own.
Yeah.
And just work. They call you, hey, you got to work? And I just work. I just work my way. Work. And then obviously, I wasn't really going anywhere in that department because I'm going to school. I'm trying to be an attorney, right?
Okay.
So here's what life comes into play. Time to graduate, time to move on. I got married. I had a wife at the time, So it was more than I was trying to grow up, right? And so leaving that alone for many years and shooting, I would just shoot on a part-time, and everything was part-time. Filmmaking was part-time for me.
Sure, I get it.
For most people, because that's life, right?
Right.
And so after many years of just doing that, just and not being happy, getting divorced, then getting with my daughter's mother, and then eventually moving to Atlanta.
Okay.
I was able to pursue it more, and then I just ended up quitting my job, and I never looked back. And I invested in some gear and never looked back.
Wow, that's
And
what's up.
I
Gear
worked,
like lighting and stuff.
yeah, lighting,
Okay.
camera. Started because then the digital revolution started with the 5D Mark III.
Absolutely.
And
the
so
Canon.
I'm like, the Canon, and I took that Canon and I started shooting and doing my own music videos and just work my way. It's just crazy. You just start that way and you start small. And you just work your way up. I upgraded gear and stuff like that. And
okay.
And then did some movie sets. Then my good friend Efred Banuel asked me to help him on his film, and we won the Black Filmmakers Award with his film.
Oh wow,
and then
that's what's up.
Yeah, Showtime. So Unjust Cause was the name of the film. I helped him out on that because I knew film, and we shot it on 16 millimeter.
Okay.
35 millimeter, excuse me.
Oh, it was 35.
35 millimeter. Obviously, I know film.
So he had a budget.
He did not have a budget. This is crazy.
He on some 35 millimeter with no budget?
He wrote Kodak, and they gave him the film. Yes, he's a Howard graduate. Shout out to Efred Banuel. He wrote Kodak.
Wow.
He wrote Kodak.
And they donated film to him.
Gave him the film. Yep.
That's crazy.
We had an old Anton camera. I think it's the XLR, one of those cameras.
Right.
It had one of those. It had some good master primes. Had 2 lenses.
Yeah, some Zeiss joints.
Yes, and shot his film, and it won Black Filmmakers Award for Showtime.
Man, that's huge.
Yes,
man.
And then they gave us money. Well, gave him money.
Right.
Gave him money to do another film called Unjust Cause.
Okay. And you were on that one as well.
I was on that one as well.
Okay.
And we did Unjust Cause. We did what was it? Land of the Free. I'm sorry, we did Land of the Free. That was the next film, Land of the Free.
Okay.
And we shot that and presented it to them. They loved it. Then we left there. This is all independent, mind you. Right. So you have a lot of room to make a lot of mistakes and stuff. You don't really have a lot of room, but no, you're not under the same scrutiny, I should say, right? Because you're all learning at this point.
I get it.
And so I saw some mistakes I made, tighten up on that. I watched because I wasn't a DP there, but I just watched and started learning, started honing my skills, started asking questions, started doing my research, started doing my own shooting. So when we came to shooting Land of the Free, I was able to contribute more.
Okay.
But we shot that digitally.
That was digital.
That was my first digital big film that I ever shot.
Okay.
That came out beautifully. I did the movie poster for that.
You did the movie poster?
Yeah, designed it because that's another story. That's a whole nother film.
Oh, so you do graphic design also?
Oh yeah. Did it. Mm-hmm.
Look at this guy. This guy here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother topic right there we can go into. But to make a long story short, there, we shot another movie called for my half brother, Cordell Brown. His father's in prison, and so he's been in prison his whole life.
Okay, hold on for a moment. You have a half brother, named Cordell Brown, and his father's in prison.
Yes.
And y'all did a documentary of
some sort? We did a film based on.
Loosely based on the father's life.
I'll tell you what he did. So and I know I'm getting off track, so y'all got to bear with me, and I'll bring it all in circle. He was in prison, and Cordell was acting up, was heading down the bad path, right?
Okay.
And so the prison had a program where if you had kids or loved ones, you could film this tape and send it to them.
Okay.
You know, I kind of akin it to Your Last Will and Testament,
Yeah.
but on film.
Oh, wow.
Similar
Okay.
to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he sent it to Cordell, and it touched Cordell, and Cordell changed his life. You know what I'm saying? Promising boxing star, coming up, got in trouble. You know, looking at a murder case which he beat. A federal. I mean, he was, I guess, with a capital murder case which he beat.
Your half brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
He beat and ended up going to the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Straight from jail, straight to Paris Island.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And he ended up beating that, and that's how he turned his life around. But it was that tape that touched him more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you don't have your father there, you got a lot of anger, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
So we decided to do a film. Me and Ed, us three, we decided to do a film called Message from Pops. And that film got garnered some attention. It's played on BET for a while. And it kind of got lost in the annals of filmmaking history. You know, I mean, it just went off in a
I get it.
thing, and we kind of lost control of that film because we didn't know.
Right.
Which led to another opportunity for Ed.
Okay.
And again, I'm his support structure. Whatever he did, he involved me somehow. And so we ended up doing a film called The Last Atom.
Now, you mentioned in this Ed. Who was Ed? Yes, you, Cordell, and now you keep saying Ed. Who's Ed?
Ed is like, I guess he would be my steward into me, into the film world.
Okay.
Given the opportunity, because it was him as an independent filmmaker and a young filmmaker. And he was the hottest thing coming in Atlanta. Took meetings with a lot of different people. He was a rising star. And
okay.
And so, and he was like, I think he was, we all have somebody that helps us out. And I think he was, for me,
he was that guy.
He was that guy.
Okay.
He saw something in me that I didn't necessarily see in myself, right?
There you go.
At that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still on corporate America. I'm still playing it safe.
Right.
I'm still 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right?
Right.
Not knowing, but all these opportunities led me to make the decision I made, end up making 10 years later.
Wow.
And not looking back. So I kind of, I had to owe my film career to him in terms of he kept believing in me. Oh, Cruz, you can do this, man. Don't do this, do this. Oh, I got more opportunity for you. And it was good for him. And then he left the film industry.
Really? Okay.
You know, he left the industry and he kind of
all
left me.
the number of reasons that we know about.
Yeah. But it left me to flourish. When he left off, I took the mantle and kept going.
There you go.
So I think if it wasn't for him transitioning out, that forced me to leave my job and swim in the sea of uncertainty.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to the film that you were making for Pops.
Yes.
We kind of got off that a little bit.
Okay.
So now it's you, Cordell, and Ed, and y'all have decided to make this film in tribute to your half brother's father.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it was about him and how he sent this video to him, and it touched him. He says, you know, son, you know, I know you out here doing crazy things, and I just wanted to tell you, you know, I apologize, and you know, don't make the same mistakes I made. You know, he's just trying to reconnect with his son.
Sure.
And you've seen that.
And that sparked something in him.
Sparked something in him. Yeah. And it's, you know, I get emotional thinking about it right now because it was, when I saw the video, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
And so we recreated that. But we told a different story. We kind of recreated that. And we did a beautiful movie. If I can find a movie, I'll definitely share it with you and you can share it with the audience.
For sure.
But that film right there, again, was just, I touched lightly on it because, again, there was some bad feelings about it, the film, and how we didn't know. It's like your first film you do. It's like getting your first record deal, right?
Yeah.
It ain't the best deal.
BET got you, in other words.
Oh, yeah, little bit. The producers who paid for the film, who actually put up the money, they got us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I can't blame BT.
Right.
Yeah, they got us.
Okay.
Baranko.
He threw a name out.
Why not?
There it is.
There it is.
You know, you got me thinking about something. Yep. You know, you're talking about the producers getting you. Then you even said you experiencing a divorce and your mentor getting out of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
All of that to me just speaks to the difficulties of being an entrepreneur. And whether it's film or whatever else, it just so happened to be film for you and I. But let's talk about that for a moment. How did those difficulties or did entrepreneurship play a direct role, and how did your family embrace your entrepreneurship?
Well, they didn't. Unfortunately, I made a lot of mistakes there because entrepreneurship is selfish, plain and simple. Mm-hmm. It's a selfish endeavor. Mm-hmm. I knew, for whatever reason, working in corporate America, making upwards to $110,000 a year at this point.
Okay. What were you doing, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
I was a corporate attorney for telecom industry. And I spent 10 years.
Wait a minute. You said you were aspiring to be an attorney. You actually became one?
Yeah. Took the bar exam and passed and went to work.
Man, if you don't get out of here, somebody get him. What?
I wasn't a good attorney. I never said I was good.
But nevertheless, you passed the bar and the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Look, he gonna play it down. Okay.
It isn't. If you can study, I think you can do it. Obviously, there's some logic to it. You have to have some.
But just the fact that you went through it, you achieved it.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, trust me. I did that at the astonishment of a whole lot of family members.
Yeah.
Trust me, I did.
And that wasn't even entrepreneurship. That was just you working for someone.
Yeah, exactly.
But even that had its own thing because you were aspiring to be something that no one saw you
becoming ever in life.
Speak to that, man.
Well, I mean, I wasn't the best student, and I struggled. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I struggled through school.
Yeah.
But I hung in there. That's the crazy thing. I could have quit so many times, and I wanted to quit. I stopped and dropped the semesters and came back, and
all of it.
All of it, man. It was a journey. Just that, and then juggling the family. But again, once I acquired that, it opened up avenues. I like I said, I was attorney. I did closings for houses. I went.
How you go from?
Because as an
closing attorney to a?
Because here's the thing: is when a lot of people think they see this Matlock idea of what attorney is, and it's because you have this degree and you passed the bar, you're still a person looking for a job.
I get that, but
right?
Attorneys are generally specific. Like, I can't go to my closing attorney and tell him, "Yo, I just got caught up on a criminal case. Come holler at me."
No, because here's the thing: it's like journeyman, right? I knew I kind of studied more corporate law.
Yeah,
but closing attorney, a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people don't tell you this. When you first get out, that's the easiest thing you could do.
Right.
Because all you got to do is witness people signing papers.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to know how to do FMLAs and HUD statements and stuff like that. But guess what? I wasn't the lead attorney, and this wasn't my practice. So I just did what I was told. I got the paperwork. I look over the paperwork. It's quite simple.
Right.
I got a
the
FHA
buyer and the
statement,
seller sitting across.
Yeah, make sure everything is in there. There's a checklist.
All 32 pages. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I got a checklist that I got through. There's a checklist that you got to have to get the paperwork. So you say, okay, I got my FOMA, I got my HUD statement, I got this, I got the bank, I got the check, I got escrow.
Right.
I'm good. Sign here, 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 and here. When is that done? Here, you get your check, whatever goes, whatever. That's done. Next.
Okay.
Wholesale. I was doing it like a wholesaling,
Yeah.
Especially with the .com, not the .com, but the big boost of the big real estate boom.
Yeah.
I was doing like, let's see, 20, 30, maybe up to sometimes 40 closings a week.
That's a lot. And then Yeah,
doing title research.
Make about 700 a closing.
Yeah,
that's what I usually paid my closing attorney. About
yeah, and it different. It varies,
700.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and then you looking over it. Now imagine you're taking that, right? That's just your thing. Now you have to learn how to run a title search and make sure that's clean and get those title searches back so you can get the title insurance and different things. But everything has a step, right?
Right.
So there was no real brain work, legally work that I was doing.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So once that was over, that company ended up letting me go. Wasn't a good employee. I got fired. That's what that means. I got a job at company. What would I say? It's a telecommunication company, burgeoning communication company. I had experience in the telecom industry and in the .com industry because I didn't start, but I helped come a company that called CNET Broadband here in Atlanta.
I remember.
CNET Broadband. Yeah. So if you understand, CNET Broadband was back then. You had at the time you had intellectual property attorneys and stuff like that. And,
right.
Hanging around there, IPOs and rounds of financing and stuff like that. So those little small things I could look over and do and help the company, guide the company in that way. And then after that, it's just a one job to the next. That's all it was. One job to the next.
Now we got a little off track,
yes.
But
anyway.
Going back to how entrepreneurship affected you and those around you. We were initially talking about the fact that they weren't receptive.
No.
This is when you were going for the law, and then even in film, you spoke of a divorce, so I'm sure that had its own thing going.
Yeah. My divorce was clean, so that really wasn't an issue because we didn't have kids together.
Okay.
My divorce was clean.
Good.
Ended up rebounding with my daughter's mother, and then I ended up getting my daughter. Then I ended up in another relationship with another young lady I met at one of the jobs I was working at.
Okay.
Professional, but then I walked in that one day and said, I can't do this no more. I can't do it.
Who are you saying this to? Are you saying this to the young lady? You saying
this
I'm
to
talking yourself?
To the young lady.
Okay.
I said, I can't do this no more. I got to move on because this place was killing me.
Yeah.
It was suffocating me, and I didn't tell her I worked in that day and quit. I walked in and told them they can have this because it was just too much.
This was during the telecom?
It was CBN at the time. They didn't change names now. They was doing voice over IP.
Okay.
Technology.
I got you. The little phone joints.
Yep.
Right.
So end up leaving there. Again, uncertainty. You're making X amount of money.
Yeah.
Now that money is gone.
Right.
And it got worse, once you went through your savings and your severance package.
Right.
It got tight.
Yeah.
And
you with somebody at the time?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And
where's she at right now? What I'm saying, her mental space.
She's a worker. She's working and she's doing good. And
no, I'm not saying like literally where is she at. I'm saying during that time.
Oh, she wasn't hearing that. She wasn't hearing that.
That's what
I'm sorry. She wasn't hearing that. That was like, what are you doing?
Right.
This is, you got to get another job because this is crazy. And I wasn't really making no money because I'm running around shooting music videos for $200-$300 stuff like that. And I'm jumping on sets for free. I'm working as a PA for free.
Right.
Trying to, get these connections
going.
Trying to build it. Right. Getting opportunities, jumping up. I can do it. That kind of stuff. And so I can't blame her. But again, like I said, entrepreneurship, if anybody is out there such as yourself, no, it's a selfish endeavor. You're really doing it and you're asking people to believe in you until you make it happen. That didn't work. We ended up breaking up. I ended up sending my daughter to her mother's house to live, to get myself together. I moved in with my pops for a minute, got back on my feet. He gave me a loan. And the rest is history. I got a loan and I started building my clientele slowly and surely.
Is that how you got the 5D? I'm going back to
the
5D.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep. That little bit alone, you got the 5D. And I bought some lights, some hot lights, and
right.
Man, and man, you know what?
That was before the LED joints.
Yeah. I had hot lights at that time. This was burn you. And I had a little. He gave me his. He didn't give me. He sold me this Isuzu Trooper.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry. RAV4, Toyota RAV4.
RAV4. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you got a little reliable means of
transportation that I could put gear in.
Your equipment in. Yeah.
So I drove around and did that for about 4 or 5 years. I just moggled around and I jumped on every concert. They would hire me to shoot concerts. They would hire me to shoot BTS. I did it all. I didn't care. You want a camera, man? I'm there. I took photos. I did photo shoots. I did whatever it took.
Right.
And I saved up enough money, got an investor. He bought me my first big camera. Didn't work out. It was a red. It was a red. Yep, a red Scarlet.
Okay.
That's when
the small joint.
The small joint.
But that's a good one.
It was a starter.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. And then I ended up moving into a different camera. Got more clients, and this young lady asked me to shoot her film, and I did. I didn't know what I was doing either, but I did.
Is the young lady anybody that we would know, or is just like an independent joint, or what?
Not yet.
Okay.
She's still
on the come up.
On the come up.
Okay.
Yep. She's still on the come up, and so that's
how you
the natural progression. And then I decided to form Boombox. My brother came in, threw a bunch of money, and he brought the organization aspect to it. You know.
Okay.
And then
we talking about Cordell again?
Cordell, yeah.
Okay.
He brought the organizational aspect to it, because as a creative man, I'm not the best business person, and so but he brought that business part of it. You know.
Okay.
Dealing with clients.
Yeah.
Coming through, delivering product.
Right.
Shooting great. You know, getting those skills, and it was his money that sent me to
LA for the school.
For the school.
Wow. That's what's up, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy story, man.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. Yeah. What were like some of your darker moments, or some of the things that you had to overcome that people might not know about?
Well, for me, one is overcoming. Well, I can't say overcome, but just being diagnosed with sarcoidosis. And for those
sarcoidosis,
for those who don't know what sarcoidosis is, it is an autoimmune disease similar to lupus. That's the best way I can formulate it. It has an arthritic component to it for some, but what it does, it forms crystals, or what they call granulomas, in major organs. Okay. And so
the blood flow doesn't flow as well because of the crystallization. Is that what I'm?
Yeah, and with the crystals, it tears the organ down and disintegrates the organ, whether it's the heart, the lung, or the liver.
Wow. Okay.
And so, again, it's an autoimmune disease, and for some people, it's chronic. Some people will get it and never have it again. Okay. Right? They have a bout with it and never ever see it again. And for 30-40%, we become chronic, and that's what I am. I'm one of the chronic ones that is always going to have to deal with it some form of phase. Okay. And so I have 2 of the 3 components, which is the crystallization and the arthritic component. Okay. So if anybody understands what rheumatoid arthritis is,
I'm familiar
or ever
with
has
that.
been dealing with it, it's on that, but multiply that times 10.
Stop playing.
Yeah. Get to a point where I couldn't walk. I couldn't close my hands. Constant pain all the time.
Is that now, or you're
not
dealing with
that? Yeah, and I'm not dealing with that right now. I've been in remission probably the last 8 years. I have small bouts of it. It come and and then it leaves, and
so then it's not chronic, or is it chronic?
It's still chronic, because for most people, they only see it once and never see it again.
Okay. So from that standpoint, it is chronic because even though
the permanent scars are left on my lungs is there. If I did a CAT scan right now, you'd think I have non-Hodgkin lymphoma or some kind of lung disease.
Wow.
And it's not. because you see all these black spots in my lungs and stuff
on your
like
lungs.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, man, it's good to see you doing as much as you are doing, having to overcome something like that.
Stay healthy. Like I said, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't see if that may have a lot to do with it, the components.
Right.
So and then too, you don't have a lot of the comorbidities that would take somebody else out. I didn't have that.
Okay.
So I wasn't overweight.
Yeah.
I
Any
didn't
pre-existing
drink,
conditions?
No pre-existing conditions. Yeah.
Right.
The thing was kicking all that medication to the side. It's like, I'm done. I stopped taking it. I went into remission.
Oh, you off the medication as well?
I take no maintenance medication whatsoever. None. I'm on no medication for that. Period.
Wow.
Whatsoever.
Okay, you attribute something to that? Like, are you doing some natural stuff? Natural, homeopathic, or where you at?
For the pain and the psychiatric aspect of it, because again, when you're dealing with that, there's a psychosis component to it too.
I'm sure.
I'm dealing with pain. So I end up, young lady introduced me to edibles.
Okay.
But from a therapy point of view, not just to be high for high sake. Right. So she measured out the milligrams for me. I worked out to the point where once I kicked them in, I didn't have none of the withdrawals. Because psychiatric medicine is one of the worst withdrawals you can ever go through. Absolutely. And so that aided me off. And then once I was weaned off that, I never looked back.
Oh, man, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That's
and
good.
So I like it. I don't smoke marijuana. But I am a component for it in a medicinal point.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't knock nobody who want to do it. Do you? Because I know.
No, I get it. But I think there's enough research out there for us to at least, have figured that much out.
Yeah.
That, the medicinal components of having weed, or in your case, the edibles.
Yeah.
That's been proven.
Yeah.
That's been proven. Now we got the CBD and things of that nature. Do you deal with that at all?
No, I don't. I just mostly get up, exercise, eat as healthy as I possibly can, and stay busy, stay working.
Okay.
And that's what I contribute, and I guess I got decent genes,
There you go.
Your body tells you, gives you warning signs.
Yes.
You just got to pay attention to it.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Wow, man. I guess you can tell how much I've enjoyed this interview. That goes without saying.
And we should do a part 2, because I want to really tell people about filming and what is it like, how to transition. Because I know we talked about a lot of stuff we didn't get into, but
yeah,
I would definitely like to tell people about state of filming, state of what I've seen on set, how to move in this business, what opportunities are out there for us right now. We got the greatest opportunity in life and film that we ever been at.
Yeah,
and no more complaining. No more complaining. Everything's solution based.
Right.
Yeah, and there's some people out here really, really doing it. Big ups to T.I., big up to Karan Joseph Rowley, big up to Lim. These guys are out here doing it every day. And the people that support them. And there's black people putting money in, period.
Man, we definitely going to have to talk offline, because, I've got some IP that I've been working on. And
please, there's money out here for you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. What advice would you have for upcoming filmmakers, DPs, whomever, having gone through all you've gone through?
Respect the craft, number 1. Number 2, don't quit. It's going to get hard and it's going to get harder, but don't quit.
Right.
And I said, you remember when we talked, the first thing I said, man, keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I was amazed by how much content you was able to put out in the time that you've been on that. And I don't know if you want to look at the numbers. He's like, look, man, keep doing it.
Yeah.
This is going to explode. I like your content. I like what you're doing. It's totally different from what I see out there in the gossip world and the beef world. This is uplifting. Yeah. Keep doing it, brother. Please, whatever you do, find the last dime or energy you can do is keep doing it. And that's all I can say. Like, I didn't have a plan B if this didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, man, listen, I'm so glad to have had the chance to, first of all, just meet you. And
Yeah,
then
that was
now
fate.
here we are,
Yep.
doing this. And yeah, it's definitely been a pleasure for me as well, man.
Thank you, sir.
I mean that sincerely. I'm hoping that you guys have taken away or had some takeaways from this, because he is resilience personified, going through all that he had to go through. Then I find out about his autoimmune situation, and that just, creates further issues and things that you got to deal with. And through all of that, you're here.
Yeah.
And man, I can't say how much it is. Just, it's just great to see and hear your story, and to see you out here doing it the way you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I'm able to do this. This is exactly why I do it. So, man, thanks again, bro.
Thank you, buddy.
Serious, straight
Thank you,
up.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So we're going to end on that note. Is there anything you want to tell the people in terms of following you, or you got the Instagram thing popping, or what's happening?
Yeah, I am on Instagram. I'm Supadope45, SUPADOPE45 at Instagram. My websites are boomboxfilms.net. I have a site called SoSupadope.net and superdopedp.net.
Okay.
So you can check me out at all those right there, man.
Yeah.
My photography, my DP, and then the company that encompasses all those things. Everything. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. And I'll also, be sure to put that in the notes, so that, they'll have the links and things of that nature. So, listen, Cruz, again, man, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
Then to find out we from the same block, literally. That's just crazy, man. So it's been great, man. On that note, you got something else you want to add? I saw you.
No, man. I'm just happy and I appreciate it. Like I said, man, just keep this going, and out there, y'all support this, man. Support this platform, and support platforms like his and other filmmakers.
There you go.
So you don't want to change the content. You got to support the content that supports you.
I'm so glad he said that. Can you hit the subscribe button? You know these Google algorithms out here on me, man. Come on, y'all. So again, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dwayne Dixon. This is Cruz Arrington. And this is Success of a Nation. Take care.